Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, her in my back, yeah. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, her in my back, yeah. Frozen, neck is frozen, catch me rolling, I'm the chosen. Snow is falling, Elfie's calling, check my list twice, most of y'all done. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, her in my back, yeah. They say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, her in my back, yeah. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. No, I can't forget about the one with the red nose. When I fly high, my sleigh still stay 10 toes. Bring the beat, bring the cheese, put the lights up, 'tis the season. Need no French tights, no Ebenezer. Don't believe this, y'all need Jesus. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, her in my back, yeah. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, her in my back, yeah. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, her in my back, yeah. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag. I got racks in my sack, her in my bag. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Christmas is coming, start sending your letters off to Santa. Christmas is coming, yeah. Better be nice if you want your present. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too. Christmas is coming, yeah. Staying up late looking out the window, yeah. Christmas is coming, yeah. Spotting some sleigh rides and some jingle bells. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too. Christmas is coming, yeah. Roasting some chestnuts on the fire, yeah. Christmas is coming, yeah. Celebration and surprises. Tell all your brothers, sisters, mama and papa too. Ooh, yeah. Tell all your brothers, sisters, and mama and papa too.
check. 1 2 1 2. Running a little bit behind schedule tonight. Sorry about that, folks, but at least seasons be kind of hectic. We're just going to chill out for just a second. Doing a few last minute touches here in the studio.
Oh, that sounded official. That sounded cool.
Yes, we are skilled professionals here.
Oh, you're pouring on that lifer crap.
Got the years, the experience, the dedication, the know-how. We're gonna slap it on you tonight.
Are you going to start the show? Or are you just going to sit here and staring at the monitors?
You're not the boss of me, Sean. Without further ado, let's get this party started. Still waiting on you, Sean.
Oh, me? Oh, it's my turn? I was supposed to do... sorry. I was staring at that monitor, too. It was... I don't know.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg, where we just kind of chill, check out, look at Bitcoin, look at altcoins, trying to figure out what this market's doing as we go into the weekend. They kind of pulled a Friday on us. We went dropping down to the low. Oh man, scary though, right? I mean, I was having to move over, safeguard some stuff, and also try to take advantage of what was presented to me, but not go too overboard. What's going to happen? We're going to come further? That's the scenario. There's a lot of bearish sentiment out there right now. And oh no, it's over. So we got a mixed bag up there. Quite the conundrum place to be on the weekend, when you think, on a Friday heading into a Saturday and Sunday. We know how those usually go. They're just kind of like, huh? They're kind of a grab bag right now, because every once in a while we might get a good weekend and have a pump like we did a couple weekends ago, right? You just never know. Crypto's like a box of chocolates. You look a little pale tonight. I have been struggling with some video and issues. So here is Bitcoin on the 4-hour. My beautiful people, 16 people hanging out with me this night. We are under the 200 moving average on this particular time frame, meaning that we're in, technically in bearish territory. That's not the greatest thing. No, our moving averages do suggest that we can still recover. As long as these other moving averages don't cross, we've always got a chance to go up and hang out with them a little while. It is the season to be jolly. That would make us feel a little bit more jolly. Go hang out with the broskies or whoever, the fam over here, up here somewhere around 101,000. That would be a sweet little holiday season. We could just stay around 100,000 or more. A nice little Santa rally would be cool. The most concerning thing that I got to look at, and I think we need to zoom out. It's always good to zoom out. When in doubt, zoom out is the rule of the land here in technical analysis, and it couldn't be any further from the truth. Too many people zoom in. Some of them swear that they can tell the future from the 1 minute time frame, and that's a newbie mistake. I understand, but that will usually end up getting you kind of wrecked or embarrassed. The bigger time frames is where you got to start and then work your way down. And if you do it that way, then you got a better chance to nail this market, in my personal opinion. This channel that we're in, it doesn't look as pretty on the daily. That's interesting. It's a little bit more defined here on the 4-hour we're looking at. If you can see all the touches here along that line. And that. Are we going to come back into this? That's a possibility. That would be a strong possibility. That would actually be a good sign that we could come up above 100,000, start regaining some of these areas. That would be that bear trap scenario that we'd be looking at. We got some arguments that go for that look good. That might would be happening, and that would be happening this weekend. The other idea is that we can't get past 98,000 and we roll over and come down to 91 or further down, as some people may be calling about 76, 74, and low 70,000s. There's also it's a valid argument. It is valid. That could happen. Both of those scenarios could definitely play out. Which one's going to be? I can't tell you. I'm not a fortune teller, but I am a chart reader, and here's some other things that the chart are saying. Local pattern is a megaphone pattern, typically bullish. 70% chance to break to the upside. Woo, howdy! I need a cowboy hat for that one. Oui, monsieur. Oui. I feel like a giddy schoolboy. What? I have not had any eggnog either. That's the scary part. What if I had? Well, what kind of fool would I be acting right now? So it does have a 70% chance to break out to the upside. That'd be cool. That would put us back into the bigger pattern, or this trend line. You can look at it in a couple of different ways. I think the safest way to look at it is a channel. But now we saw on the daily, it's kind of a weak idea. The daily is like, Now you can kind of see it since we put the top line on. The top line looks kind of nice. This bottom one, is kind of, if I were drawing it, I would on this time frame. This is probably not what I'd come up with, right? But it does fit. Kind of makes me wonder, how sturdy are these areas here? So as we sit here and listen to Christmas music in the background and watch Bitcoin here on the 4 hour, hanging around 97,000, which admittedly, are your altcoin bags, are they popping back? My count's starting to look better, but then I've got mostly I'm more heavy in the Bitcoin, about more than 50% in my spot margin portfolio. It's a mixed bag of plays that I'm doing right now, but here on the 4 hour, we still got some stuff to recover from. Now, we did reclaim the non-moving average, and that's the first steps to recovery. So, hey, Bitcoin, we got your back here. We support you. You can do it. You can do it, baby. Break on out of that shell. Let's go. Reach for the high life. Woo, yeah. Just got to also always offer words of encouragement there. I do believe in positivity. I do believe in that. Sometimes it's hard to maintain that level of positivity. I always strive to get back there. We got some serious resistance facing us, ladies and gentlemen, as we approach that $98,000 area. Personally, I think this is a great place to buy Bitcoin, and I bet a bunch of other people said, oh hell, we're under 100,000 right now, beginning of the bull run. Christmas rally is a thing that happens in crypto. After that, then skyrocket up. This might be a good time to buy me some Bitcoin. Helen, what do you think? Helen? I'm not talking to you. Helen? Holiday stress, I guess. 102,000. I like that target up there. That looks nice and juicy, but we got one thing standing in our way, and that's a thin Ichimoku cloud. And this is the time we kind of want them thick ones there, that we can kind of really lean into, the kinds that just embrace us and say, baby, come on, just come on in. And this was not saying it. I'm not saying that, the skinny one won't do. That's fine. Normally, I don't, fine. We want to be on top of that, though. And we're not. We're kind of beneath it. So, that's got to change. That's all I'm saying. That's got to change. Listen, needs to break out, go to the upside, cut through all that Red Bull crap. Get on the other side. We need to see a little green cloud start over here. That little green piece on the side there start shining this little light, and then we'll start riding above it. We're not seeing that yet. Here on these 1 hour time frames, smaller time frames, where we should start seeing something like that. But what I do see on this time frame that gives me some hope is that our bigger moving averages, if you've been following me, I've got a various system of moving averages here, and gosh darn it, I just have a messy spaghetti looking chart. But these three guys right here, this orange one, that red one, and that purple one, this is the 800. For those of you that do not know, this is the 600 and 666 moving average, and as diabolical as it sounds, I try not to give that any glory. We call her the devil girl, call her Lucy for short. It does play in the market, so that's why I use it. And then we have the 360. And they are in nice, strong sequential order saying, hey man, bigger time frames or bigger picture of things, the bigger flow, the momentum going on here is still in the right direction, ladies and gentlemen. It is not to the downside. It is still hope that we can recover and that we can move forward and move out of this position and get on with some happy holidays and a happy new year. And I like that option. Look at that shoulder, head and shoulder, and burst head and shoulder to the upside. Let's hope it is. Volume patterns, we usually look for some level partial decline or some type of other little bottom pattern within it. We might be having that, so I am looking for a possibility that we can break out over this weekend for Bitcoin. That gives me hope for the altcoins, which we will spend the rest of the show talking about tonight. But first, we gotta do a few other things. First, we gotta say hello to each and every one of you, 23 beautiful people. No better person here to take care of this part of the show than the crowd favorite, Road Dog Turkey Face himself. Booyah! Ah! Woo! The man of many faces. All right. I remind me of Bob Ross. What? Slap that little devil. What? Hello, everybody. What's going on? We got Glittery Marshmallow. No way, I'm first. Joe says, I'm first. Oh, I guess Wayne. Look at me on number one and says, wait, does that make me look desperate? First. Well, that was entertaining. Glad to have you guys. We got Joe from Trade Intuition, fellow YouTuber. Go check him out if you're not familiar. I'm just saying, I got his YouTube channel right over here. He's also a fellow analyst and teacher, and we just like to share our ways. Tried to give you another option other than just always drawing flags to the upside, because that seems to be the end thing that the algorithm wants to push right now is flags to the upside. There are other ways, ladies and gentlemen, and there are other people out there that do share their ways more freely than not. There's also them dudes that walk you through Investopedia for $99 a month. And tell you to Google it. Google is your best friend. I had a mentor that said that in a paid group, one that I was in one time. Google's your best friend. That's Google. Never said it to me, but he would that would be his comeback for a lot of things, and he did reply that to a lot of people, and I thought, what we need you for? All right, now we got AI. Now you got AI. There's lots you can do with AI, and AI is definitely another maybe option to educate yourself. You can throw a full book like this at AI, have it digest it down into something that's a little bit more manageable for you to digest. Things are changing, ladies and gentlemen. And a lot of these resources are free. But there is also a good social dynamic to being in a good community, and well, that's where, yeah, you got some other options with me and Joe. I have a trading Telegram group, totally free but totally private. I don't have any shills, don't stand for any nonsense going on in there, but it's a great little lounge, great people. And then we got the chart room, which has it's a maze of everything. There's courses over here, there's all kinds of videos, files, books like this one and things available over there. But if you want and there's a trade setup, some vanity walls, all we got going on. available, but what I really like is the student chart area. There's not much going on over there, but I do, if anyone has questions, need a little direction or something, I can provide direction. I'm not going to handhold you through the dang market. That's not what I do. And besides, this is a free group, but I can help guide you. If you just need a little direction, you need a few little resources to help get you on the way, because that's all I needed. I need to point you in my direction. Oh, let me, I can study, put it together. Oh, it makes sense now. Before it didn't make sense. I can help you figure that out. Welcome to the family. Hey, are we going to break out and break up, or we're going to start talking about altcoins or something? You were saying hi to everybody. You got lost like a little squirrel. Gosh darn it. Sorry. I'm just so excited to be here tonight. That's what we got. Joe trading into West Strega. Hey, how's it going, Strega? Chris Klein, Ave Medina. We got Bobby Yas. That's a fun name to say. Celinda Anderson. How's it going, Celinda? Breakdance Senator. Floki's Angels. How's it going? Good to have you here, Floki. Trying to make sure I got bug pick. We got bug pick. Alts haven't bounced at all. Maybe a little pity bump up. Any further pullback now is set back 100 years. We need to take a look at that. That I am at a disadvantage, but I'm thankful for it. I guess I could compare it to my little spot, my spot position over here. My margin position is making a comeback, but I've also added some funds over there too, so it's kind of my spot. There's some added funds over there. Yeah, I can see how it's hurting a little bit. There's some of these coins are up a little bit though. Some of them doing okay. Like Peak is not doing too bad. What was it? Another one was kind of surprised me. And then there's discounts on some of those again, but yeah, they have come back down. Sicario, what's going? Bring me 114,000. Look at Hoppy. All right, so let me go ahead and for tonight. I'm going to go and turn to the indices here in a minute, and while I do, you guys can put your chat request or your coin request. Let me go ahead and put the little bar up here, and then what I'll do is I'll come back to the chat and I'll look under that. So that should be right here. So from here under, right now, I'll see if there's anything over here that I missed, then put it under there. I'll come back and I'll see it. Does that make sense? Sound good? Everybody on the same page? Turkey? Don't eat me for Christmas. Have pity. I'm just a turkey. I'm just a turkey. All right, so I'm looking for coins, just to make on my list, and then I'll come back and look for the other ones. All right, I'll send them. But we just said one. I'm still missing it. Oh my God. Ah, here we go. There we go. There it is. We got Sweet Link Popcat. You guys talking about my thumbnail? Alvin Medina says, where would you look for an entry on Uniswap? Oh, that was it. Hobby. And Patriot Canham, how's it going? Jedi Flip Flops, that's a cool name. Hey, happy weekend, my man. Or person, or other, or woman, or however. Puppy? Was there a puppy? Well, I just don't have all that. What is this? Oh, I remember you. I forgot about that dude. All right. Holy crap. Okay, so there's our list when I come back and we'll look at those. Right now, we'll go over to our indices real quick. Sorry about that little breaking concentration. Here's what I'm looking at for altcoins this weekend. So we lost that little upward channel that we were in, but in the bigger scheme of things, you know, we were looking. What the hell was that? This is actually. Oh, we gotta zoom out for this one. This is really interesting. From where we were and how price is reacting again. Let's go. Yeah. Let's zoom out. Let's go to total 3. Zoom out to the daily because that's what we're looking at there. Don't look the same over here at all. Oh, we were. No, that might have been. Well, looking at something else. It hits me different over here from what I see here. It does. It hits me different. Over here, I've got you lined up in a megaphone pattern. You can see that? And if I carry it on forward, that's exactly where we're hanging out at, is respecting that pattern. Like it just fell out and come back. This trend line being a strong one. It was really strong over here. I'm having trouble identify. Okay, maybe. Okay, I see. And this is how you can see different stuff in this market. Well, that was also a megaphone pattern. That's not the one we were looking at. We were looking at this one, or I was looking at this one. So that's how different, you know, you can look at things with a pattern. It doesn't all have to be the same way. Different. The cool thing is that no matter how you look at it, you usually will find that you will get the same confluences and the same results out of either. It just all mixes together. It's real cool. So if you see somebody doing something a little different or something, doesn't mean they're wrong. But if you see people forcing patterns, that's kind of an issue. You don't want to ever force an idea or make something that's not. Make this, well, this is an inverted head and shoulder when it's not, or a cup and handle when it's not, when it's, when it's just some kind of flag formation or something like that. But that's, and we can even look at this as a bigger idea too of that. So basically, that's cool. That actually gives me some hope. So we got a chance, is what I'm saying. We got a chance that this little dotted line will actually hold here. And we also got our 382 Fibonacci, and that's one that we're looking for to hold here too for total 3 for our altcoins and everything, right? Added to that, this point of the cycle where we are in December, and where were we 4 years ago? Because we're likely to repeat something kind of similar along those lines. And that would be around December 2020, and that would be right here. We'll have to make it really tall so it kind of resembles what we're going to right now. But this was December. It was shaky. It was shaky on total 3. Now, if I were to look at it now, I mean, I could see how I'd see something like that. Look, it's a flag to the upside. So right around December, we were up and then we crashed here. December 24th, we had the Christmas crash. That was so fun watching all your hopes and dreams just disappear into, oh my God, your life choices suck. And so I think that's where we still get a lot of that meme about crypto at Christmas. But then after that, ooh, she took off. I see a line here that broke out, came back, retested, and then we went up. You can look at that as a flag if you like. There's all different lines and ways that you could look at this, channels and whatnot. Just remember that at this point in the market, after a little flush out, that's the key word, is flush out, the little final flush out. And then we start getting into the fun part of the market, the very early stages of this market. And you don't want to make some big mistakes right here. And the most common mistake that you will make in this market, if you haven't been through a couple of cycles, and even if you have been through a couple of cycles, you still can get in your head and get in all this stuff, right? You don't want to get out of the market too early. You don't want to take your full profits too soon. You need to get paid along the way. Don't get that twisted. You need to always have a program pulling something out. I recommend 5% of your portfolio, at least trying to pull that out as a goal every month, if not more. You got 12 months roughly is the ballpark that we're looking at to make your fortune in this market. And we're getting ready to get into that. So there will be big flush outs with your altcoins. If you're going to be more of a high leverage trader in this game over these next few months, you expect to get your ass handed to you a few times if you go too crazy with your leverage, because they're going to keep doing it. That's how they make their money, and they're good at it. So you got to have a good plan that will be able to cover all your pullbacks or your tight stop loss gains if you're just all pure trader. But most people aren't just pure trader, right? A lot of people are, don't get me wrong, but a lot of people are taking a little bit more of a laid back approach and holding things a little bit longer, or maybe basically you're either you just don't want to diamond hand it, but going for the long term holds, midterm holds. You got your short-term holds. You want to keep those ideas in mind, and you take profits along the way. You don't always have to get in and out or 100%, especially when this is when all the money's made. And some people coming in this market, they're getting the wrong ideas. Oh, we just need to go in and out and play this little game, and they don't have a portfolio that's been built up back in the areas when it was hard and going through. Now, the people like you guys here on this channel that were with me, that were building up some portfolios back here when it wasn't so fun, hard, and trying to figure out if this was right or that's right, and seeing memes just take everything and ignore all the stuff of value. This is where our payday comes in, and it's a nice one, babies. Congratulations. If you've been playing the long game, they're going to seize it. If you're playing the scalping game, well, that'll be fun. You can catch a good ride, but I'm telling you, if that's all you're doing, you're probably not going to Lambo. You might not Lambo this time around. Unless you're a hell of a scalper. All right, let's take a look, if we will, at a few other indices that we need to check out, and that would be most notably Bitcoin dominance. That's the one that kind of guides us right now, in my personal opinion. That looks really noisy. I want to zoom out. I want to get on the weekly chart, a bigger chart. Now, to me, that looks hella bullish. To me, that looks worthy of, I can add you to my bigger picture, and maybe you're really redefining a channel. And let's just explore this idea. Let me get my angles. I like to go candle body through candle bodice. You know, your indicators like your RSI and all that are determined on candle closes. That's the candle body part. Doesn't consider anything with the wicks. So when you're doing your RSIs, your divergences and stuff, the people that are counting the wicks with their divergences, well, they're not really getting an accurate data representation, because the RSI doesn't care about that. Well, those are some little things, but I don't know. I think they need to just be thrown out there willy-nilly every now and then. Just to keep that out there. People need to know that, or remember that. Maybe you forget. It's easy to forget some of that stuff or not put importance on it, but that's a thing. That can make the difference between you making a good call or a bad call. So if we take this little angle, just put it right up here to this candle body, it just makes those wicks, that wick, that wick. I think I'm going to follow this idea. This idea looks like it might have some weight. I think I like this better than what I had before. We got a more mature channel coming, which means that I'm predicting that Bitcoin dominance will slowly continue up, just like it's slowly continued up here. I think what we got here is just a sharper version of a pullback like we've had here. Well, and like we've had here, it was just more direct, just more like let's rip the band-aid off and get it over with. And then now we get a little bump up. Perhaps people needed Bitcoin at a cheaper price, and maybe they wanted to get altcoins at a cheaper price too. Jedi flip-flops, you gave me $10. I just now see that. Woo, baby. Thank you so much. Let's pull that up. That is priority. Y'all understand, right? You're just a whore. I'm a crypto harlot. Jedi flip flops. Love your channel, dog. Hey man, you didn't even ask for anything, dude. I appreciate you very much. I am 100% crowd sourced. I do want to mention Tangem Wallet. That's one place that I do get something if you use code word dog. But right now, I don't know. Now you might want to try. This is Black Friday 15 is what they had. It may still be on, but they gave you 15% off. I'm just throwing that out there. It may still be on. Tangem Wallet. It's just saying you can save up $20 with free shipping, limited time offer. Okay, well they're 15. Oh no, it's Black Friday 15 still going on. I don't get anything from that, but that's cool. If you need the 15% off, get the 15% off. Do you? Just saying. It's Christmas. You gotta save where you can save sometimes. All right, thank you so much, Jedi Flip Flops. Sean, some appreciation there. Love it. Thank you very much. We need a little celebration, I think, when that happens. Something a little bit more than hand claps. I think we need some fireworks in the background. Fireworks and hand claps. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jedi Flip Flops. Is that Is that first super chat? Is that what that is? Well, I'm honored for that. Can we like it? Like 5 likes. Awesome. All right, I'm going to knock out these coins first, and we'll come back. Super chats will get priority. We'd have okay, but still not flip flops. I think one of these might be yours. Oh yeah, there we are. So we're going to go to these. Glad I caught that. I had, and it's like, oh, he's a dick. And they're like, no, it's unintentional. I just squirrel. VRA root, OVR, and fear. Fear, man, I haven't been in that one. That one was first brought to me in a trading group that I was in last cycle, way last cycle. And I don't have it anymore. Can't remember what happened, but let's check out VR. This is Victoria. Let's see this spot. They got it on Big Get. Let's try that one. That one. They also got it on KuCoin from February. I just like to get the most information, a chart. Yeah, see, when I got all the information here, it gets. Well, I've looked at it before. Here we go. We've already pulled our fibs, and we're waiting for these 2, 3, 6 accumulation zones. So technically, below these areas are good bargains under 7 cents, even under 7 cents. And we're sitting at just less than a penny now. Now we can also do the same thing with this one. We just pull our fib, swing high to swing low, and there's our new little bargain. We already got you marked or not? We do. We got it marked right here. I just didn't have it read. And that's like our little gray line right there. So right now, anywhere under 2 cents on Victoria VR is the juicy buy zone. This is where your position traders, this is where your whales are slowly collecting a big position of this, or a sizable bag of this, and the goal is to extract upon it on the way up. Now those big whales like to extract. They can extract continually, or they can extract at certain levels. You have those options. You can be a big whale. If you go by the strategy, the well strategy. We are on the right cheek of a double bottom situation here, in my personal opinion here. Get rid of that fib. Well, don't take the fib away yet. The fibs make the most excellent price targets in my personal opinion, and I happen to like this one at point. What we got? 4.88 cents. Let's mark that little guy, throw a little price leveling on that. I think that's the one worth. That's the one we're shooting for at 4 cents for a little bit of a longer term play, because she's going to get something kind of like this. At one point, this will start breaking out higher highs and higher lows, and there will be another nice little parabolic move. That's when we can start looking for these higher areas somewhere around 11 cents, 12 cents, maybe even up to the 15 to 16 cent area. They can come in just as fast as it came down from over here. When it gets ready to go back up, it can get back up to these 20 cent areas very quick. That's why it's so cool to have a position down here. And if you just play the big old double bottoms alone, then that's a worthwhile strategy to have in your toolkit. And double bottoms are always rumored to pay the bills in the crypto circles. That's just a thing that's out there, and we're going to capitalize on that. Wherefore are you? There you are. Let me clear that out there. Got a lot going on this screens. All right, so I like where it's at, and I think it's a great place to accumulate myself and these, because your potential upside on this one. Just to our targets, I mean, just to get to that little white line there at 2 cents or something is like 60% gains. That's, most people are like, oh, that's amazing. You see the leverage traders get 60% gains, and you know, that's good. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. You don't have to have the leverage to do this on spot. You get that with just it going up. Not only that, on spot you get 286% gains. No leverage involved. That's the beauty of making your spot plays. This is where you will make the most of your money in crypto. I'm going to be honest with you, in spot. People got away from talking about that because they got onto the leverage platforms. You can have fun with leverage platforms, but you also get your ass handed to you quite often. And if you follow the guys on the leverage platforms, unless there's somebody that kind of actually does really know what they're doing when it comes to the day trading, Jason Casper, somebody comes to mind. Frankie Candles is somebody else that comes to mind. They got some good day trading strategies out there. If that's your little thing, being in on the tight 1 minutes. Mine's a little bit different. I use more of a trend line strategy to do it, but I do play with it. But it's not what I say. It's not where I'm trying to make my wealth. The wealth is all going to be coming from this longer term position holds, baby, because this market get crazy, y'all. And millionaires will be made, especially if you're in a position where you're looking for coins where you can accumulate these bottoms. And down here, you know, make sure you're in a good project and everything. I don't know anything about this one. Virtual VR is the name of it. Do your own research, your own due diligence. Don't watch somebody else go to the website and say, that looks good. Get out there and do your own. You should, if you don't know by now, well, let me know. But I mean, because that would be something that we should probably start addressing on video or something. But most people, I take it that we've got some kind of idea. If you've been in the space for a while, if you're brand new, spring chicken, this probably is boring the crap out of you. I don't get it at all. I don't know. Is it going up or down? Ah, the good old days. Those days when I would just feed the market. It seemed like every other week. Here's more money. Here's more money. Oh crap. Here's more money. All right, so I like it. So we could look 266 gains just get up through here. I mean, amazing on these things. I think it looks good. I think it looks amazing. I'm on the weekly chart, by the way. That's the weekly. That has nothing to do with the daily. We're looking at something like the 4 hours, something a little bit more local. Chop, 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 city right here. Just waiting for the mood to be coming. And it's coming. The bigger moving average are saying that. And I forgot to turn my other ones on. Where did you go, moving averages? Oh, Jesus, he found us, man. Ah, I told you, you snitch. You turned us in. You suck, Sean. Thank you, Sean. Pointing out the moving averages right there. Look, there's a flag to the upside. I mean, we could do the typical YouTube stream. Well, we just flag it out. We take the measurement here, and we just right here by Tuesday. We could be all the way up here to 33 cents. Could you make a play like that? I mean, yeah, you could. I guess you could. You could play it like that. Takes you somewhere up to around 22. What I would really be paying attention to is just what's going on the bigger pictures. That's a good sign. There might be a bigger, much bigger thing. Actually, that move might have got it though. That would have got it. If you do think in some form of channel, I'm just going to give this idea to you. Or maybe you can use this idea as about, oh, there's a pattern there. Is there something else that might kind of define what that channel is? Well, you got that. And if you're always looking for that, then you're not going to miss this. Does that make sense? And that has some legitimacy to that other idea, in my opinion. The turkey's talking out his turkey butt. Nah, for real, yo. That tells us basically with our Fibonacci strategy that, oops, you missed it, moved it, that this 21 or this 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 cent area, yeah, that's a nice little area that we could be coming back to for Victoria VR. I feel like you're spending too much time on these. Okay, there's a shorter term target there. Bigger term target, I'm looking at 4.8 cents and higher. Let's go on with VRA. This is veracity, right? Veracity over KuCoin looks good. Let's go with KuCoin. Hey, we've been here. Well, that's always a welcome surprise. Your fib is off. You're just too anal. No, your fib is off, man. You make it right. What are we doing? Well, let's zoom out and see what we got on. What's VRA doing? When in doubt, zoom out. So we're still in bottom end territory here. We're still under our accumulation zones, and we got a huge one from. I bet this is the one that's got the big. No, I was expecting a big wick. No, it's actually got a nice formation up there. This thing got as high as 8.7 cents last cycle, and it's at half a penny now. So there's like a 16x or something, right? If we'd make it back up to theirs, off the top of my head, and hoping I'm getting it right, something like that. Where we are right now, back up to this area where I've got a target at 5 cents. So what that would be 1158%. So that would be your 1112x right there. That would have to take a longer term play to hold out, but you know, she can get up to those areas quick when she gets it going. Just takes her a couple weeks to reach it. If you can, the trick is not the trick is riding through it. If you're watching it, you're going to always want to get out and be afraid something's going to happen. If you just set it and forget it and just wait for the fibs to hit, and then you just collect that money when it does it. Set a limit order. That's the easiest way to play it, especially if you do work a 9 to 5 or work some kind of job. You know, limit order is your best friend in the market when it comes to getting paid and doing it right. Because if you're trying to keep your eyes on it and what's going on, that's a hard thing to do. Fibonacci and limit orders, baby. I'm telling you, it's a nice way to play that longer game, shorter game, or any game, in my personal opinion. Coming back down, roundiness on this bottom. You can see the inverted head and shoulders down here with a double head. It's a twin-headed, double-sided dingle-dangle pattern. That's the double ding-dong that we've always been told was out there, but was afraid to. No, that can't be. That's not real. Well, there it is. Nope. It's 3 monkey butts sitting on a fence. 3 monkey butts. Oh no. Well, okay, we're going to stop right there before we start seeing a bunch of other stuff over here. But, you know, we're coming back to retest this guy right here, and we should be good. I'm thinking we should be good. I'm going to call that we'll be good. I'll let somebody else call us the doom and gloom. I'm going to say, I'm pretty sure we got this. But there are no guarantees, but I would say if you were pushing me in the corner, I'd still say, come on, baby, you got this. I wouldn't be, I don't know, I'm just saying, no, I would do it. You don't normally say that. I don't, but I'm just saying. Yeah, I see 0.0005 coming up easily from where we are at 0.003. Just that moving along, bringing that back 33% gains. Now she just keeps on bumping along and comes back to this area at 0.009 cents, just right under a penny. That's also testing these two little bumpy bumps over here. You know, we like to kind of tap those areas we've been there before. It's hard to let go of the memories, the things that we like there. And sometimes we just go back and say, hey, and just kind of double tap over there. I don't know. That's just how the crypto working world seems to work. I don't make up the rules. I just observe the behavior and report on it. That's just what I do here. And I'm just saying, it looks like VRA is going to go up there in the area. Naughty little minks. All right. Let's skip forward now to Root. Not familiar with this one at all. We're going to see what you got to say. Root Network. That sounds familiar. And we got Root Protocol. Uh-oh. We have a conundrum. There is a conundrum. I'm going to... They both say Root. And then we got... I'm going to go with the one that would be on the exchanges here. It looks... Well, gosh darn it. I'm going to swing with this one here on KuCoin. I would say that would probably be... No, you got a different... What is that? ISME USD2. That's not it. I guess we go with this one. Let's hope we got the right one. Let's see. I see a question. I'm over here looking, see if there's any response on that. And I see a question from Glittery Marshmallow. How long did it take you to learn patterns after just the channels, or is that all you personally go by? Actually, the channels came after learning all the patterns. It's just easier with channels. And here's what it was. I mean, I go back to Bitcoin Talk. Before I ever learned TA, I was getting my information from Bitcoin Talk, and I'd hear them talk about all this stuff and try to put it together in my head, but I guess some of it kind of stuck. But I learned a lot about indicators and things like that. But I got, you know, that's where I started peeping out the things and the information. And I guess there were some good people on there telling some good things. So those ideas kind of stuck with me, but then, what the hell? I'm just trying, the OG people that I remember talking, they would say this simple stuff like triangles and channels, and I'm like, it can't be that easy. And I'm like, and it is. The triangles and pattern and the measure moves, and they were making a killing. And it's like, but yeah, but what about this, about the inverted head, you know, all these little things, the flag, you know, all the little things that you hear, the cup and handle, the most, you know, the cup and handle, it's supposed to be one of the most, it has the reputation of being one of the most #1 patterns out there to play out to the upside. So when you see with somebody that keeps calling them out willy-nilly every day and they're not playing out to the upside like 90-something% of the time, well, you got to ask yourself, is that really a cup and handle? And why isn't it? And there's certain things about those patterns that I just sound like I'm talking in circles here. That's how long did it take you to learn patterns? Patterns kind of came kind of easy, but I mean the channel idea, I'm just saying some of the more simple ideas I was told earlier that I just missed, I came full circle back around to and saying, oh shit, that was really the better way to go. And so that's what I'm trying to import here. I mean, if you zoom out and if you just know price channels and channels, and you go with that instead of trying to figure out all the little things and all the little flags and all the little moves it's trying to do in between. If you can just zoom out and understand that and know what happens, and it's got a better chance to break to the upside, you're less likely to be wrong. You're going to have some good plays. You're going to have a more relaxed, I don't know, just a broader view of things. But I mean, we can see all kinds of things. We can see rounded things, and that's cool. If you want to call it a cup and handle, that's fine. It doesn't fit my definition of it or Thomas Bukowski's, so I will not. But a nice little scallop pattern coming back, retesting. But a channel idea works perfect there. But we can do the other things. So we just have all these tools in our toolbox. But the biggest thing is the trend line. That's the biggest thing. I'm following that trend line. When it breaks, there's something happening. It needs to change. Like when that one break, if you were following it, you knew that was a good place. That was a good time to at least get paid a little bit. If not, if you were totally in trader mode, you'd be Xing your position, right? If you were just 100% trader mode, you'd have an entry here, and then if that happened, maybe you get out. Or if you're a swing trader mode, maybe you're just kind of building up a little position for a bigger move. You know, there's no, I can't sit here and get everybody's situation, but we can talk about what we got on the charts, and then you can apply it. So my channel, what it is, you know, I'm just kind of your second opinion, just your hangout guy. You know, you bounce your ideas off me. You should be trying to do this yourself. And if you don't know how to do this, you just kind of copy along what I do. You should be having TradingView up when somebody is doing this, if you're trying to learn and following along with them, and you will get this. You will get this. I think that's the best way to learn, honestly. And to understand what's going on. So we got a retest, in my personal opinion, for root. Some people might have looked at this totally different. Some people might be looking at the cup and handle and drawing that, and that's fine too. You can do that. There are so many ways to look at this, and you'll see it. You'll be people doing this, and some people do their cup and handles to the upside from things like this. That's all cool. That's cool. But there will be confluence in all these things that we get there. You will see confluence. Personally, I just love the fibs because they give me areas that price is going to react to. And if I know price is going to react somewhere, I can capitalize on that because, you're supposed to revert, you're supposed to kind of bounce or you're supposed to get dropped or hit a wall there and then come back and have to go through some stuff before you can break through it. Well, then maybe I need to sell there. And a lot of people, the fib strategy is awesome. And so if you can zoom out, you can make a little bit more money than just trying to play the little, let's go from 3 cents to 4 cents. You can actually kind of say, oh, bouncing off this channel here, that's a great place to get in under this area of accumulation that we're probably getting ready to blast off and leave from here soon. And if we know that we're getting out of this accumulation zone, we start getting into the take profit zones. The first ones, the minor take profit zones, basically. The real sweet spots are when we start working up into these areas. And then the most magnificent spots is when something, and it's based on this move, you'll have all other things to calculate different ideas between now and then. But in the long run, these areas can be hit. So we can be looking up to 33 cents over the next 12 months, maybe even higher than that on something that's currently sitting down here at around 3 cents right now. It will be a long ride. The question is it's not so much the target, this is the ride, man, the journey there and all the things between now and then. What's your head going to tell you and what your feelings going to tell you? Should you buy? Should you sell? Something's going on. Maybe something personal in your life. Maybe you just market dropped. You're like sold at the wrong time. The psychology of this market is what will stand in your way of you being successful in here. The TA just helps you kind of nail in when to get in and get out, or look for your entries and your exits and stuff, or to formulate your positions or get your strategy and play it. But actually executing, man, that's the most challenging things. I find it hard for me sometimes to execute on known indicator signals that I swore that I'm going to honor because they're always right. Sometimes it's just a thing. You're just not looking for them, paying attention at the time. You're caught up in the moment, getting caught up in them smaller time frames. Them smaller time frames will lead you astray if you get caught up in them every time. You need to always look out to the bigger zoom out to the bigger time frames. Bigger time frame is going to show you the bigger win anyway, right? I like this here at 3 cents and we come all the way up here. That's a 2x getting up there. That's pretty good for a root. I feel like I'm talking too much. We're going to go over OVR and fear next, but I just feel that I need to get back to the chat real quick just to touch base with you guys, because I'm sitting here just rambling over all this stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna continue with my list here, but I'm gonna get back to OVR and fear. I'm just gonna add it in and see what you guys are saying. CAU. We got Strega. How's it going, Strega? Patrick Canham. Adam Oliver, what's up? Track and INJ. Track. INJ. Yeah. That one should be doing a little bit better, right? Joe says cake if you have time. Oh my gosh, has it been an hour already? I rambled too much. I didn't do news. I didn't do news last night. We don't really have any news relevant for today. I mean, last night she's probably be cool, but nothing fresh off the presses. Hey, there's Grammar say DIA. I mean, it says, I met that guy with glasses at a bar. I met that guy with the glasses at the bar tonight. I swear, same style. But he had a Chargers jersey with a blazer on top. I don't get it. I don't get it. Huh? Wow, I got a lot to catch up with, don't I? Matty Ghost says weekly stochastic is beautiful. I hate it. Lol. Glasshopper says cubic goodbye zone. Patriot Kingdom is 6 of the missed likes on the way in.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Jedi Flip Flop says bags are packed, just waiting for levels to exit. My man. That is the play. Random Trader says, hey, Dora Dog. Hey, duh.
Santa Claus pulled up, come get the loot. You better be watching what you do.
Dog, tell us next time there's going to be the dog. Here's the thing, though. We've been looking at it and seeing the signs of it for weeks, and I'm just like you guys too. Sometimes I'm like, you know, when it actually happens, those bigger time frames, those bigger indicators were sitting there. And those bigger levels were all saying, hey, these are top areas. These things are on. There needs to be a correction. But we keep going on just a little bit further, right? Just a little bit further, wicking above them. And we're getting like smaller time frames and like, well, maybe there's hope. Maybe there's hope. We start getting into that. It happens every time. But it's the bigger side. The signals are always there. And we talk about it. I got the shows where I'm sitting there talking about it, and I'm sitting there, and I know that I need to be doing something, but it's the execution, or maybe just not executing well enough because you're just not taking it as serious at the moment. We've still got a little time. There might be another pump before we get the drop. That's usually what leads to it. Yeah, but it looks like we might get that one last pump before we then roll over. And it doesn't. It just jumps hard or something like that. Those mindsets are what kind of drag us in there. But I mean, we do. The signs are there, and I know, and I do talk about them here. And I'm just as guilty as anybody else that I talk about them, but I don't always hear them and act on them. But they're there. They're there. And that's what we got to get over in our own TA, because I think a lot of you guys look at the charts and you see those things and like, oh, that looks like it's saying something. It's saying something. There's a warning. Nah, we can walk it off. We're all right. We can do it. We're good. And then you say, man, I saw that. I knew that. We saw signs that the warning shots were there. I mean, give me some 111s if you go through that. Tell me that. In the chat. And so or give me some, I don't know, like give me some threes. Threes are good. Like if that's not, you're like, no, I'm totally freaking clueless, dude. I ain't got no clue at all. I need some help. And if you need that, then hey, you're in the right place, because that's what we're here to help you. We're up to at least get you up to where we are, and then maybe we can go further together. Who knows? This is a journey. There's no masters. There's no pro traders out there. Pro trader? What is a pro trader? By definition, what's a pro wrestler? Well, you got your amateur wrestlers that don't make any money from it, and then you got your pro wrestlers that make your living from doing it. Huh. Well, is that as an actor? Well, an actor. Is it a professional actor? Or is it, well, I'm trying to think it, you know. It's something for $5. Me and a backup. Oh, a professional. Or you got some. Oh, the Academy Award. Is that what it is? Oh, mercy. I'm getting off track. I want to get back to my charts, but I don't want to lose anything here. Dog is nuclear, but don't touch. Glittery Marshmallow. How long did it take you? Oh, learn patterns. That sounds great. So I hope I answered that question. Patterns came kind of, I just learned. I mean, the triangles. I'm telling. Let me just clarify this. This right here, this little cheat sheet up here, behind the dancing guy, that's available in the Telegram group, the free group, and everything. All this stuff is over there. Just that alone can give you enough of an edge to just the triangles right there, because your stuff will boil down into it. You just want to zoom out, and what I see that's taught is just, instead of zooming out, they just want to go in and go for the end of it. Like, let's go to a small time frame and let's just go to the very tip. And so we're just always focusing on what's happening. This is what I'm seeing with the pattern traders. They're not even coming on something like this. They're just kind of going just right over here. See, we got this. We got a falling wedge right here to the upside. They're just not zooming out, or maybe they've got something going on like, we've got this. We've got a symmetrical triangle and to the upside, or whatever. That it's zooming in and applying at the, I mean, that's, you need to always zoom out and then zoom in. And usually if you're zooming out, it's going to be either some kind of channel or some kind of squeeze, and that squeeze will take the form of a triangle in some variation. And those are the likelihoods of which direction that they will go. Some of them are continuations, meaning they need to come in from the bottoms to keep going up to the tops. But that is what they kind of, if you zoom out, then these things, statistics will, they hold true. That's a good representation of how they work. And megaphone patterns are on there, by the way. That's why you see me use them. How well did they work? They were pretty dang good, I would say. Am I getting on a rant? Anyway, I hope I made sense of that question. Some of my downside limit order is hit, and I feel kind of frozen, missing out on buying opportunities. Liking for low. Okay, we got some ones and stuff coming in. Oh, we got Joe. Put out 333. That's quite a War Dog Thunderbolt. Come over to the trading group, the trading Telegram thing, and into the student chart area over here, and just start saying what you have problems with, and we'll address that. We'll get it started on the right track. Also, hang out at Joe's show. You can pick up a lot of stuff watching Joe too. But we're here to help you get up to speed. If you're not up to speed, don't feel like you're up to speed, hang out, man. A lot of this stuff, if you just hang out with me and you just try to do what we do on the charts, man, just replicate it. But the real thing, how you should be using this, you should be able to do this on your own. Well, you want to get to the point where you can look at the charts and figure it out. Your system, whatever it is, doesn't have to be mine or anybody, or Joe's or anybody else's. But then you can look at what we do and see, oh, well, they say the same thing. Maybe we got some confluence. Okay. Or maybe somebody, gets somebody else's idea, or I might have a different idea than you. I may see something you might not have seen. You may see something that I may not see. And as YouTubers, I think some of us think that we see everything all the time. There's a small hand. Most of them are pretty cool. Not insistent on that, but there are a few. That's how they approach it. But no, there's a lot of ways to look at it. That's what I've been trying to explain with some of the weird talk that I had tonight with some of these ideas. I mean, you could do the little cup with the flag and all this, but there are other ways that work just as equally as well that apply to those rules. Just zooming out and apply them, I think, how they're supposed to be applied. Right to the upside, so almost 9 cents looks great up there. The sweet spot would be about 16 cents if you want a longer term target. You said something about a longer term target. I'm giving you the sweet spot. And I'm just going to tell you, I mean, I could sit out here and explain away why there's a lot of certain patterns where we can do certain moves or take certain measures, ratios or whatever. It sounds complicated, but it's not really. None of this stuff really is. And we would have this target based on the fib thing, but as a general rule, there's more of them that will target this 1.272 fib So if just off the general rule, if you don't understand all this yet, if you just have but you understand enough to be able to mark your own fibs and stuff, if you would just target that one just on that idea alone, just like, this is a mathematical, the 618, this is the square root of it, okay? And in some kind of weird physics kind of idea, it's a harmonic kind of thing. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, but they matter. They are tied together in an invisible kind of way. It'll touch more often than not, simplest way I can put it. It may not always be perfect for you, but it will make you a damn good target. There's other ideas that will call for some of these other targets, and I try to get them as best as I can. There's some that will call for these lower targets, but on the most get-go, if you just kind of target around that one, if you're new to it and don't quite understand it and you're just looking for a bigger target, that one will serve you extremely well, either up or down. Even on the downside, that one is freaking amazing. That's alpha. That is my Fibonacci alpha. That was probably the worst. After we're learning the 618 Fibonacci, what that meant, because that's all anybody ever talk about. And something came to 618, that was the magic number. And then you start diving deeper, and it's hard to find that. If it was then, easier now. And then you can learn about how it's a curl system. These are great areas to buy. These are great areas to sell. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's very simple, but it's also just, man, I don't know. It's using God's math to just have some kind of a magical effect. It knows where things are going to do something at. It's weird. It's easy, but it's just amazing too. It's like Jesus in the charts. I don't know how you would say that, and I mean that in the most sincere way. I mean, it does cool stuff. All right, let's move on. Boss, do you have a class to teach technical analysis for noobs? I have a chart school series, which last night I moved it over to our membership, the YouTube membership things for the guys. All you guys got a bunch of memberships last night, and I want to make sure there was stuff over there I thought was worthwhile. So yeah, I do. It's also available, I think, over in our Telegram group. But it just goes over. It's basically all the stuff that I do. I do videos just a couple years ago, a while back ago, before filters and all this live streaming and all this stuff. It was the first thing that I did was get out and put my little system together as best I had it. And of course, and I got some fib stuff. Now I've got some more advanced fib stuff. And that's also available in the membership area. Those are from some live streams, but yeah, I teach, but I don't have a course or anything like that. I think the best thing to do it is kind of like this. When I was in a trading group, the most value that I got, the serious most value that I got, was the weekly screen share that I waited for. And I'm like, why don't they just do this more often? And it was just there hearing what was going on in the man's head describing the market. Well, this is what I see. This is what I know. This is how this should work, and this and that. And when this happens in the market, this can happen over here, or Bitcoin dominant, and that's where these ideas, and then with bearish divergence and all, that's where those ideas started solidifying. Was those screen shares. So it had to be an interaction, or at least, watching somebody explain their mindset. And that's what I want to do. That's why I stream. I can sit here and do videos that don't ever get watched, but the best way to get this information, I think, is just talking about it on a regular basis. And that way, people who do understand this, they might come here just to see, I don't know, just to see what I see, or what kind of weird way is I'm looking at it. I might use a different way that they don't. And, that's cool. I do that with other YouTube. I say, let's see what they can get out of this. I mean, I know what I got. Let's see what they got. And it doesn't mean that I'm wrong, right, or they're wrong. It just means, but when we both see the same thing, we're like, oh, yeah, that's cool. We're probably going to get it. It gets excited. And I'm like, they get it. They did it by alien wave or whatever. I mean, that's kind of how to look at it. Oh my God, what are we doing tonight? I got a list to go down. OVR. They're talking too much. Did you get into the soy sauce? Oh, you're a turkey. That's why you asked me. I don't get it. Nice roundy shapes here, lower lows though. That kind of sucks for a little bit. You thought, this has got to be it, but no, this butt cheek's just a little bit lower, right? That little bit saggy. That's okay. They got surgeries. They can fix that next. We got butt lifts and whatever and everything. We got a little butt crack going on right here, action, right? this is actually good in the big picture. It's just accumulation in the bigger scheme of things. We need to zoom out on this one. On these big bottom end patterns, yeah. The best way to play them, in my personal opinion, is on the bigger time frames. You're above the 9 on the weekly, so ooh, that would have been a really sweet spot. Nail it somewhere around 15, 16, 17 cents. It's hanging around 30 right now. Cool. I mean, for your... Oh, this one would be tricky on the bigger picture. All right, we're going to go with this candle body. That's what you can do it from the wicks, but it's going to give you levels that are just, I mean, they're just not relevant for right now with price action, right? So going from the candle body high, we'll do this 2 away. So first I'm going to go down to the first low. Just there's not much. I mean, we got some confluence. That's cool. That's relative and everything, but we might get even fine-tune it all the way down to the very bottom. And yeah, that's kind of what's relevant right now. A little bit more relevant. That is a kind of a sweet type fit, though. And the crazy thing is, you wouldn't be wrong to play either one for real, from a top to the bottom, as long as that's what you're facing it on. And then you can consider from that top to this bottom too. Both of those ideas are correct. But you might get a little bit better results out of one than the other. I'm not as sold on this yet either. We're going to take it up to this wick right here before it made this little candle body. That I can like better though. And that does correspond with these areas over there, right? Well, you could have just went a horizontal line. I could have, but I wanted to fib with it to prove it, to give me that little extra, that little wink wink. Yeah, like, yeah, I'm going to hit that target. It may not be today, but I'm going to tap that. That was on my radar right there. I'm going to, one day you looking another way, I'm going to just sneak up and I'm going to tap that. Ooh. And there it is, 79 cents. So, and that's payday. 79 cents would be a nice little payday. You might get a chance to buy it back cheaper as it comes back down to these 40 cent areas from there, something like that. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it wants to keep going on to this little sweet spot around here, about $1.89. We got our 382. There's a little stuff going on there, and every one of these fibs makes a great little place to get paid if you're just looking for a take profit target. But the best ones, the most sweet ones on the way up, one of the most sweet ones that's worth holding out for is always going to be that 618. Some people like to front run it a little bit. Some people just say, I'm going to let it nail it. Most of the time it does. Not always. Sometimes it just passes through a little bit. It's wild. And when that happens, it's not say, oh, you sucker, dog. That's what I hear a lot of the voices in my head. But what's really happening, that helps you gauge, well, how bullish is this move? How does it relate to that level? Well, if it taps it, clearly it's spot on, right? But if it's just a little bit before, well, the move's a little bit weaker, not enough to get up there. Well, that says something. It's strong enough to get up there, but not enough to hold it. Well, that says something. That says, but it can. It can. And maybe when it catches its breath, it's going to come back and go more. So we read these other things, and I don't think many people talk about that when they're drawing the flags to the upside, about these kind of ideas that really kind of, in my idea, help you interpret what's going on with the momentum of this move. It's the momentum. Hallelujah. I'm going to draw me a little line right here at 190. I think those are some two excellent targets here for OVR. This is, I mean, for a long position play, this is the kind of setups that you're not going to see these very much longer in a lot of your coins. They're well past this, so it's rare to find them. So I think give a shout out to you, not only for the super chat, but also just for, I mean, these are some bitch and trade setups, but for the people that are familiar with the project. I know nothing about the projects, but from what I'm seeing in the charts and how you would want to play them, I mean, you're not going to get these opportunities too much longer. What I'm trying to say is, if you happen to stumble across other coins that have similar situations like this, you might want to look at them. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to shield any coins whatsoever. I don't know anything about them. I'll just do TA, and TA says, it's looking good. It's looking juicy. It looks like it was the party. let's take a look at fear. Fear or not, that's not it. I don't believe that's it. I believe it's this one on KuCoin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's that one. Well, that's back. That might have been back when I was tracking it. Oh my gosh, it did have a little go. Yeah, I remember being somewhere around 90 cents, dropping below $1. I don't know, somewhere through here. I think it was brought to our attention at areas that were like, here's something. Here's a warning for some trading group. Okay, I've seen some setups issued in some trading groups that were kind of. I don't like these. Okay, there can be some legitimacy to them, but I don't think that anyone with the trading group should. I think they should think twice about showing them. But it's when you're going to a new high, when you start getting into price discovery and stuff, right? And you're buying the tops, and man, I'm telling you, when does this ever work out? Has it worked out for you for Bitcoin? We fell back below 100,000 after we got up there, right? So the idea of waiting for a price to get above a certain, that higher high and then getting in, because you're expecting at this point in the game, oh, we came down here, we're here, and oh, we got above it, and maybe we'll retest it and just keep on going or whatever. And using this as an entry, man, to me that is an extremely high risk. A lot of people are looking for building shorts here, and here's what happens when they short. I mean, so to try to long the top, that's buying the top, but those are trade set up. I mean, that's valid, but I see them shared in some groups, and I don't. That is not what I would do because I've done it, and it usually always works out like this because it's a high risk. That's making on trying, you're hoping you already got a trend established and you're going to capitalize on the trend. That's the idea behind it. But if you're at certain places, and that's where fibs can help. Oh my God, is he starting to teach again? Look, can't we just look and see where number go up? The fibs will tell you, baby, that we're at, we're not getting past it. Probably rejection kind of happening there, right? And that's the advantage we get when we start adding some other tools to our toolbox and using them in a way that makes sense. I don't know. Sometimes the only thing I see is in Ta is like, I mean, we're going to flag it and then we're going to pull a fib. It may come down here to a 618. And I mean, sometimes it does. That's good to know, but that's a one trick pony idea, right? There's a lot more you can do with the fibs is what I'm trying to say. There's a lot more you can do with those fibs. There's even a lot more that I know about that I'm still looking for the holy grails on some of these things. It's like join the Masonic order or something. I don't know. There's some secret wisdom out there. WD cans stuff. There's some wild. But wow, no. I just think if you add pips to your life when you're doing the analysis, that you will have more nailed it opportunities than not. You will look more like a genius than not. That's just what I'm thinking. What's the road dog secret? Yeah, you got this big wick up there. So you want to go back up there and tap that. That's from February. That's the goal, to tap that and then try to eventually get above it. And then we got these nice little places in betwixt. Look to the left and there's probably something over here saying, yep, there might be a reason there will be a hiccup here. So pull in the fib levels, looking to the left, verify. So we got some confluence. There is. Yeah, probably got a good one. I like it. So tell me, if you are new to TA or something, does any of this make sense? I mean, if you're new, and the way I talk, because I talk crazy sometimes about it. I just try to make it a little bit, I don't know. In my mind, maybe fun. I don't know. Some people look at me like, you're not funny. I don't care. You're just not. You're not funny. You're not that. And I'm not really trying to. I'm just being stupid. To be honest with you, I'm just being stupid. I am trying to give out that vibe of that early cable show. That's what I'm shooting for. That early 90s cable show before the real wide cable TV event, and you saw the local programming, and they were really. That's what the vibe we're shooting for here. Just with a little freak aspect to it. Less family friendly and wholesome, basically. Anyway, 80 cents I think would be a good target for fear. Great accumulation zones all through here. 7 cents, yeah. I mean, 7 cents, and this thing can get up to like $3 because it has before. I mean, it's It's a gaming play from what I remember. I have been in this in a while. I haven't thought about it in a while though, but maybe I should. Gosh darn it. I see a super chat. So we did a VR, VRA, Root, OVR, and Fear, and hopefully, you know, and I've shared some things I've seen with, you know, how I analyze, and I don't know, some of you might say, we're so tired of seeing that, and then I don't know, and some of you might say, oh, that's cool, maybe keep doing that every once in a while, so because that was I don't know, insightful. I just figured if I show how it's done, then if you don't know, then you can pick up on it after a while and say, oh, well, it's starting to make sense now. Rather than if I just come out here and just be all magic and like, oh, it will go here. I mean, we can do that too. And probably go a lot faster if I did that. Maybe I should just draw flags to the upside. That seems to work for most people. Well, it could go up or it could go down, but it might go sideways. It's got a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and that's what's kind of got some little inverted vibes here and some of these vibes over here and something, but you've also got this and you got this, and that's to the upside. And actually, that's legit. On this 15 minute, that's kind of nice here. What the key is that I'm looking for, and this is on a fib level of support. That red line tells me this is a 236 area. We just broke out of accumulation. We're coming back, retesting it. We got a falling wedge on top of that little sucker. It's likely to do something more to the upside than not. Look at that dingle dangle. It's got an Adam and an Eve forming right here. Adam and Eve. We're the only one that talks about an Adam and Eve pattern here on this channel. Well, everybody comes here. They call me Stevie Adam and Evie. I'm Steve. There's a Stevie Adam and Evie to the upside. And okay. There's even more if you zoom out. And gosh darn it, we're on this on the 15 minute. This was the one we were looking at, bigger picture. I'm just saying. Remember the big double bottom when we zoom out? It's like, this one can do like up to $3 and stuff, you know, if you hold on to it. Depends on how you look at it. 79 cents is what I've been looking for if you're looking for a longer term play. Sounds crazy, I know, but it just is. You can go with about 55 too. Without drawing the fibs or pulling my fibs, we can look over here because one other thing you can do, the fibs are great for finding these, but you know, you might see some that maybe your particular fib pull didn't notice. The fibs will sniff them out. They have the magic to do that, but the eyeball can also find them just by looking. And you're looking where you had support and then you had some form of resistance, and there it is right here. Support, resistance, flip right here. It was support, it came out, and resistance. Those are magical little areas. That means, we got to deal with that one way or the other. And that means excellent price target. Because we going there. We got to man up and face our fears, and that's it. That's the wall. We got to, man, we can't move forward until we deal with that area. So we know we're going to deal with it. Target. That's how I look at it. Good, and that's just right below it. 72 cents. There's this other little area right here. If you're looking at this, and this is just what we're talking about, horizontal support and resistance. But the best ones are the ones that also have resistance. You got some evidence that it was also resistance. What was once previous support now becomes the resistance area. And then they've shot us down over here. I know we broke through, but she drug us back down. Oh, ball and chain. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. 72.8. I like that target. Yeah, and also deal with that. We got 30 cents there. Let's move on. Joe says, do you have a top 3 to 5 coins that you really like? And also, why do you like them? Keep up amazing work. Did Sean ever go to HR? He might. They have been in talks. Something about a plunder and Habib. I don't know. I try not to get involved with and then Sean's woman's problems. Habib has hamsters. So top 3 coins, I'll probably have to think about that off the top of my head. I mean, see where I put my money, where my mouth is, basically is what you'd be saying. Or what I would be the most appropriate response. Well, where do I put most of my funds?
I do have now. I've got a bag of VET that's doing really good that I bought back under a penny or around a penny. Back when she was on the cheap, and I haven't tracked it, but it's in a wallet. But I made a point to put a good little chunk of money into that, so that would be one of them. And that's what my long-term plays, and I haven't even rechecked on it. I have another position on it that I kind of tracked just for tracking it mostly. So I would have to say VeChain is actually one of them. Caspa, that's one of my bigger plays. And I'm building in on spot margin to kind of help grow those bags. I've got more than just that. Aave, I've got more than that, Joe, because I've got way too many coins. It's a bad habit that I do not advise people to get into, because it keeps from capitalizing on moves, having to manage all these different coins. I missed some good moves, like the moves to the downside when a lot of people would smartly short and pull a short thing. I got too many positions. I'm having to freaking make sure whatever, are we good? Are we good? Are you good? Are you safe? Are you good? Okay, batten down the hatches, whatever I'm doing for position trading. That I can't capitalize on the moves down. If I wasn't in so many positions, I could play this sucker like a whole fiddle up and down. But I do have some strategies on the topper ones that I do play, my little pyramids and whatnot. Near, I like Near. These are some of my top ones and the ones. Solana, I'm playing that one now. I'm not really sold on Solana myself. But I'm playing it. She's there. I've got more conviction out of Aave, because I think that one will do good. I got Link because the legacy market is going to love Link. They're like one of the chosen ones, I guess. So, but Near, I made sure that I lost my Link and Near position, and I made sure that I built them back up. And so I'm good on those now. I worked hard to build those positions to start with, and then that big August dump, I got liquidated on them. I'm like, oh my, that broke my heart. And I was like, those were the ones I was really wanting to work on. And I had to build them back up, and now I'm back to where I was initially, and then some. Past it now. I would be way up if I hadn't got stupid. Oh, imagine, who coulda, woulda, shoulda. But I'm grateful to be back where I am, and I'm totally recovered and everything. I'm good on that. But Rune, Link, Near, Rune. Those are my biggest, and OM. I like OM for real world assets plays. There's a lot. There's several that I do like. ICP and Naka, Moto, Arkham Intelligence. Those are my actual my bigger plays that I'm looking at, that I've got the most conviction in for the coins. If that answers the question, a lot more than 3 to 5 though. Sadly, and it shouldn't be, and I don't recommend that you get in a habit of doing this. There are costs to this. There are opportunity costs, and you don't realize it until after the market's over, and you're like, because I mean, you can see it now in Bitcoin. What if you'd stay more in Bitcoin when it was around 15,000, instead of focusing on some of these altcoins you're like going all in on? Yeah, I'm going to buy a Polkadot here at $6. It's a bargain. And Bitcoin is what now? $100,000. Polkadot still what now? $7. Yeah, that kind of thing is what you got going on with your altcoins in Bitcoin, or with certain altcoins over other altcoins. And it's good to have some dispersion, but if you're too dispersed, oh my God. And I've been too dispersed. I have been. And I'm not the only one either. I know a certain flag lover out there that's also very well dispersed. And I think we get that from some of the bad habits, there were just so many trade setups posted in some of these trading groups we were in. It was kind of, And if maybe you buy it and forget it, and you're new, I want some of this. I want some of that. It's easy to start just going shopping because you don't want to. Well, this one could do it too. This one, maybe it's, oh my God, what if it's it might be a scarcity mindset. Now that I think about it, well, I need to change that shit. I don't need no scarcity. And I think that might be an element of it, a scarcity mindset. And you want to get a little bit of everything. Yeah. Well, the road dog just had some insights. Thank you, chat. You're like, what the hell is he talking about? We want to live life in abundance. And it's a lot better when you're having a money mindset. An abundant mindset comes along a lot easier too if your portfolio is going up, if you had to notice it. But don't get that confused with being cocky or overconfident. That also comes in, man. You guys experience that as your numbers go up? Do you find yourself, I mean, because that's a real issue. I mean, what's going on in this head game? Not only can get you wrecked because whatever chemical alterations are going on as the numbers start going up in our portfolio, it can alter our behaviors and our outlooks, and not just on general life, and also reflecting over here into the charts and how we interact with this market. Sounds crazy, but it will. It could lead you to make some stupid decisions or not see some signs in the market that you need to be aware of because you're too busy thinking about some number that, probably not even realized, right? It's just a number that keeps going up, and then it's down, then it's up. And on the days it's up, you just feel a little bit more bravado and out here. And, some YouTubers really feel it. They're out here just all clapping and all happy and all, and that's being impulsive. And that's what we need to spot in ourselves when we feel that, and try to rein it in a little bit, because that will get us in trouble. I mean, not just in trading, but also in life too. If you do that, just be honest with you. I think there's some good life lessons you can learn just from going through this whole trading and crypto experience too, just on how you manage things, because it kind of boils down to that. A lot of times it's really, your mindset and how you manage all this stuff. So that's important. It's a little bit more than drinking lemon water. I mean, and just telling yourself that you're great, and you've got to keep yourself in check, I believe, a lot. Nice round in shape here. We already did fear, didn't we? So Joe, I don't know. I'm rattly tonight. I sound like I've been drinking, but I haven't been drinking anything. Oh, I had gummy bears. Oh gosh darn it. It was that Christmas candy. That was the wrong bag. Okay, got it. Oh, that's fun. We figured it out now. Let's come back to the chat real quick. Mary Marshmallow says, I work on my charts. I work on my charts, TradingView while I watch it. Oh, cool. It's like having someone put in terms I can retain. Oh, cool. That's what I'm shooting for. That's all I'm shooting for, really. Cool. So that feedback helps me, because I don't know how I'm received sometimes, and I don't know what I say. Sometimes it don't make a bit of sense, and sometimes I can't even spit the words out right. So that helps. Warthog Thunderbolt says, I like your approach to TA first stream saw. Okay, thank you. First stream you ever saw for crypto, though? Or first stream of me, say. Jedi Flip Flops movie and a game. Okay. This date night. Whammy Pup and Tammy to the whoop side. I have no idea what that means, but we'll put it up there. Thank you for the education. It's good to know. I'm learning. All right, cool. That's the name of the game. That's all. That makes me happy. That does. That's what we're about. Cool. Incredible says TAI, TARS AI. Oh, man, we got okay, add that one to the list. I don't know if I'm going to get all of these. Now, what time is it? 1:39. Oh, we're having a marathon one tonight. I'm going to have to quit and go serious chart hog here in just a second. Okay. Oh, hey, all right. We're almost to the end then. And there was Joe's super chat. So hopefully, I give you the plays I have more. And render's another one. I've got that one on my wallet. I also have, I've got some coins on my wallet. But I think render's my biggest play over there. And I've got a couple of dark horse. See, I've got to that's already too many. That's enough coins right there that I've mentioned of. The most people in this market would be saying that's too many for a portfolio. I mean, a lot, and they're not wrong for saying that, because if I would focus like more on a lesser number, I'd say like 10 coins. Some people would say that's too many, but 10 coins for a cycle, more focused on some and scattered around your like real world assets, layer ones, maybe a DEX, a gaming coin, some play like some people might throw memes in there. The memes, man, a few $100 is all you need to put in there because those things just don't last. But you scatter it around, you know, and then you got to, that's enough coin and play on that. And a lot of people have really, you know, they make a lot more money soon, but that's going to be the coin that hits and goes up. But at some point, they're all going to be going up too. But there's going to be some that you're going to say, "Oh gosh darn it, I was in that one, but I don't have it anymore. Thank you, suck, road dog. You told me to not diversify." Oh man, dog, turkey can't win no way around here, man. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Seems like, gosh darn it. Joe says, Glare Marshmallow, you're going to be very successful watching and learning and practicing. You're going to be very successful. Nice work. I agree. That's what you got to do. That's how to do it. Jeff Ipsos says, number go up. I'm a genius. Yeah. Those are the famous last words right there. Okay, Joe says, I know it's a tough question, but you answered it nicely. Okay, yeah. I'm definitely way too many comments, but I'm focusing more on more of the solid plays and trying to get up bigger positions of the more solid plays because, yeah, I'm cool. They go from $5 to $50, a 10x, you know, and if you can build up a nice big ass position, that can add that with some other 10, 5, 15, 20. Might even get lucky and have 100x every once in a while on some little small plus smaller play. I don't know, but they all just add up for some of those bigger plays there. Well, that's the theory anyway. The best one has been Bitcoin, to be honest with you. For real. And I question that. Throughout my streams since I've been streaming this thing, man. I think this is going to be the one that Bitcoin's going to steal the show. How are altcoins going to react when Bitcoin is getting all the attention? I mean, Bitcoin dominance will be strong, and it's going to be hard for altcoins. And then, especially if there's a lot more altcoins just being minted every day. And then we had the big meme stuff start just going crazy. And I'm like, yeah, this is just kind of making this a more likely scenario that's what we're looking at, in my personal opinion. Crypto's a lot about narratives and just being in at the right corner at the right time. Sad to say, that doesn't really help anybody nail it, but you want to get into something. They will do this before the narrative really takes off, unless it's just like a fresh release. And when they're fresh release, they're like, well, skyrocket and then dump most of the time. But when you do look for something that's on a bottoming pattern that hasn't quite yet broke out, if you're looking for some more risky plays that can give you some good returns, if you still find these setups out there, that might be worth looking at. Fear, I'm not even big on this one as a gaming play. I haven't even checked in on it or anything, but you know, it says this and other charts that look like this they could make you some money if you're patient with them over the next six. I would give it 6 months. You should have a sizable return within 6 months, definitely, maybe within 3. It could be amazing. I mean, you're looking for the major X's, right? I want that 25X. This is where you find them. You don't find the 25X after it starts on this move up out of accumulation. You don't get it then. You get the 100X's, the 1000X's, the 100X's, even the 25X's at this point. They all come from these bottoms. They're not coming from the right up. Yeah, you'll get your 5, 10, maybe even a 15% or 15x on some random coin, maybe. But the big ones, the big returns are coming from the bottom plays. In my personal opinions, there, I don't know if I'm ever going to get through these coins. To be honest with you, I'm going to try. I'm going to go with CA. I don't know what CAU is. We'll try to see if we can find it real quick. CAUSDT. So in COINEX, Canxium. Oh. She blasted off, and then she come back and she needs to reaccumulate. That's where we are. Reaccumulation, and it can get deep. Oh, you already at your 7/8? Wow, that looks skewed. You already there, huh? Yeah, she can come on down to her 886. You may not want to hear this, but given that she is in a sideways channel that doesn't hold, she can break down. She might just come all the way back down here to this bottom area and retest that. Or we don't want her to go lower, but she could go lower. I don't want to scare you, but it could happen. I'm mostly going by fig levels, but even if you're looking at it in a pattern, yeah, you got some evidence that you're in a downward channel here. Maybe it'll catch here, but I'm kind of doubting it. So I'm looking at this 886 level about 170 with a possibility of coming down to 112 at some point after she popped up real high. Now she needs to reaccumulate. People took profits, and then they'll try to get her in when she's back lower. Probably the areas that she got in before, they were in around 130, 125, maybe 168's in their head. Then that's a good area. 168, 170. I might get back in, but I ain't buying in at 398. I might get in by 180. Yeah, that's where we're headed, right around 170. And if there's a bad drop in the market or something, you might get lower. You got the on the daily, and you got the 9 crossing the 21 moving average. Yeah, she's going to take a little break here. So say the moving averages and the bigger time frames, which I would definitely listen to them more than I would the 1 minute. Unless you're doing a short ass play, but here we are on track, Origin Trail. Coming down, not quite down to my area, but I think she can get here. If she doesn't, I'm not going to be mad at her, because we got a 360 moving average here on the daily and giving us a little love right now. Could we plow through and come down here? Maybe. Can we pop back up and then roll over and come? Maybe. Or maybe we just bounce. I don't know. But it's all good. These are some good areas to maybe re-nibble. Re-nibble? Is that a new saying? Re-nibble. I'm going to re-nibble. That's sloppy nibbling. Re-nibble. There's all kinds of little, diagonal areas in the flip for support. I like that stuff. I don't like it when they come down like that. That sucks. Oh, we're going to break to the upside, and then it doesn't. Origin Trail. So what we would be seeing is a retest, in my personal opinion. In any of these areas right through here, 165 and all that could be up for play. If we wanted to fib it out, that's also a good area. If we're here at a 618, that might hold. I think it can hold in this area. If we lose that, 786 and the 886 areas will come into play, and that just revisits this little area that we were in, sideways area that we were in before, that we could come back and tap that. But it could tap that 60-cent area. It could happen. Don't mean it has to. If it does, it's a good place to buy. But what makes me think that it might tap it is this green cloud. For one amongst many things says that we might revisit that. But the cloud kind of likes to suck us in and do that. And we got to see some other activity, like it's a good chance she could bring us down here. That's all I'm saying. Since we're right there, and I'm just all wrapped up in the middle of it. She's got her fingers all up in our business there. We could retest some of these, but the moving averages, they look good. It's just a little correction. See how low we can dip our wick into this, and we'll pull out, and we'll start heading back up. Start going back up to 115 after we touch those areas, in my personal opinion. I and J, let's take a look at that one. I and J, 20 people hanging out. Might have here. Same situation for I and J, kind of a retest of a trend line area, breakout area. These horizontal areas, can look at that. We came back a little further. What you say here, that depending on how you want to do it. Now, I prefer bodies, but I'm gonna try where I can get the most bodies. I didn't start at a body over here, but I did catch it where you got this wick, that body, and then nailed that wick. So in retrospect, just looking, I like that idea. So that means that, well, that was a channel. Well, then we got a channel idea there, but this could be the top of the channel.
it's a trend line, and when you realize that you got channels, you might be looking. You may not be seeing the whole channel. There might be a bigger aspect of it. These angles just keep on going, and you can just find relevance. This is what I like about it. These angles mean something in different places. They're relevant no matter where you go. There's something there, right? Candle body to candle body, and a breakout above it, and then ping back in and broke. I mean, it just lines up. They line up. Those angles touches here, then wick to it, a little area. It's not the greatest, but it's still got something there. The angles matter. I didn't believe that until I started reading a little bit more about WD Gann, him using it. Anything you can learn from that man that makes sense to you, I think because it's a rabbit hole, but or it can be a rabbit hole, I'll put it that way. But he was the only person that documented, and something over a 90% success rate on his trading success rate, trading rate, 90, I think, even higher than 90. But he could actually put price to a date and time, and he forecasted the 1929 stock crash, and he would put out reports, and he would put out the price will reach this at this day, price will reach this point at this day, and it would happen. He figured out this market, and he took his secrets to the grave, but some of his stuff is out there. Some of his other secrets are out there, and a lot of it, some of it gets crazy as far as planning angles. I swear to God, as far as getting an actual hour and time of day, planet angles, it's weird. But some other things, I mean, planet angles, not on charts, but actual planets that are in play at the moment, the angles that they are to the sun. It's weird as crap, but so that's too much. I'm like, no, that's a little too much. Let's go with the trend line. Now these angles, they matter too. He was also a big proponent of squaring price and time. That was his thing. It would help him square price with time, and he is like E equals MCT. He's saying you can square price and time too. You can square it. So they have an equal relationship to each other, and it will happen. And you just got to figure it out. And that was the kind of the essence of my takeaway from WD Gann. And I'm dying to learn more about his stuff, if I can just wrap my head around it. But what little I get, and as far as just respecting angles, that's a simple thing to take away, and it's improved my outlook and how I look at these charts so much. I've changed a lot. Me just respecting angles now, because there's something to it. There's definitely something to it, especially if you lean on trend lines for your strategies a lot. If you lean more to horizontal support lines, probably don't mean as much to you. But if you lean more on trend lines, it's like, that could be a game changer. That I could see something some other people aren't really seeing, and there might be an opportunity there to capitalize on it. What the hell are we talking about? Incredible! Hey, welcome to stream. That's why you got some hot gaming AI, RWA, and when other narratives run sell for the next run hasn't moved. You butchered that. Now I'm talking to me. We should put that up here. Let's go with the chat here. Just keep a moon bag of that 50 coin portfolio. A lot of them are moon bags. That's the thing about it, because I like the moon bag. The problem is I moon bagged them and then got into something else to make another. That's how I did it for a lot of them. It gets to be a lot to manage. But yeah, the moon bag strategy. If you're not familiar, wondering what that is, so I guess we're talking about strategy tonight. But it's kind of fitting. I mean, what was my title? Weekend Altcoin Market Watch for Future Millionaires. I mean, these are the ideas that would help you get to be a millionaire and make the most money. Moon bags is when you can get in low, like what we're talking about with those bottom areas, those rounded bottoms and things. Or anytime we come to a level of support, if you're using fib strategy, I mean, you can still apply that same idea. This is a great place to accumulate and try to accumulate. I mean, buying here or whatever. But yeah, and then you get the chance. Not only do you get the 10, 20x potential, but you get the moon bag. That first 2x that you get, you pull that out. Or maybe you get lucky and at 5x instead before I noticed it. Oh yeah, and either pull out your initial amount or take half and take a little extra profit. I don't know. As long as you're getting what you put in back out, man, you won this game, and you won it.
You have won this game. You've mastered this market every time that you do that. Because you got no skin in the game anymore. It's nothing but free house money. And a lot of people are quick to whittle it away. So, well, it's the house money, it don't mean anything. We'll just gamble it. Or you can do that. Or you can just watch it freaking grow. Or maybe you can add another moon bag to it. Add more to that position. A moon bag, any chance. And you can only do it in so many times in this market. Here in a few months, moon bag opportunities are like, oh, that's not going to happen. I would, especially the later we get in this market, the less that opportunity is going to happen. Most people are going to end up selling high or buying high, hoping to moon bag, and they're going to be in it's going to come down like this, and it's going to take them forever to get back up just to where they started, and they're going to get all frustrated. I mean, it gets kind of crazy. We still on INJ. Let's take a look at Cake. Did we ever get anything with INJ? I don't think I ever talked. I was looking at $37. I like that. We're currently at $22 right now for INJ. I've just been we've been testing each of these little fib areas, right? And now we broke over this one. It makes sense we're going to go to that 97. If not, come back and touch 32. We're headed back in these areas, but the sweet spots will be higher, honestly. If you're looking a little bit longer term, I'm looking around $63 and $58. All from this pool. This is swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. And you have to say that and turn around in your chair and stomp 3 times, and then you get it. Maybe that'll help it stick in your mind which way you fib and pull. Well, the longest time, nobody could tell me how to pull a fib for how to pull. They just pull a fib. Never told me how to do it. Like, do you pull from the top or the bottom? It don't matter. I'm like, well, what? And some of them think it doesn't even matter, but there's these little things. You're like, well, which lines matter and why does it matter? And okay, well, yay, we touched that. Does that mean, is it a guessing game? Or we just got to see where it mounts us? Is it just, well, it's not there's more. It's more than just that. It's that and more. It can be that, but also more. There's more to the fibs. As you might see, I'm a fib lover. Guilty. I am a fib lover. I was trying to look for my puppy dog eyes, my sad puppy dog eyes, and I haven't found them. Where are you, sad puppy dog eyes? You have disappeared. The turkey. 19 people. We're losing them. We're losing them, Doc. Let's get into Cake. We're going to have to wrap this string up soon, though. It's going on 2 hours. Crazy market. I don't know how my portfolio is doing right now. Bitcoin's hanging out at 97,800, which is a lot better than the 94 and it got down to 95 today, something crazy. Yeah, baby, yeah. All right, so I haven't looked at this one in Cake in a while, or I haven't on this particular chart. This is on Binance. Let's see what we got. Let's clear her out. And that was a bearish pattern with what bearish patterns do. Broke to the downside. And now it just kind of evolves into other shapes, other ideas, and other formations. And how you look at it is up to you if you're doing a pattern trading. But just know you're looking for, if you're on a bottom area, you want to look for bottom type patterns. Well, you wouldn't look for these bottom top patterns at tops, by the way, because they just wouldn't have the same type of effect. And so if you are looking for any kind of pattern, what have you got? Well, you got something. Could that be a shoulder, head and shoulder? I'm picky on these. Some people just look for, there's something here, and then we got this, and then we got this. And in essence, that's just saying that we've got a lower low, and then a higher low. But that does not make a head and shoulders pattern, but that does make a valid possibility to be changing trend. But it does not necessarily equate to be a head and shoulders in my personal view.
in my personal view, and I'm picky about the head and shoulders. Maybe I'm too anal about them, but you got to have a neckline. You got to have it. You got to have it. If you don't have it, and then it's not real. And also, as a bonus point, when this like the inverted on this case, this shoulder over here is higher than this one. I think you have more of a chance for it to actually work out in your favor. So yeah, we do have something going there. We do have a trend line at the top. I would look at that. I was like, gosh darn it, if we got a trend line up there, well, we also got a channel, and why not just play it as a channel? I'm just saying. Whether it is an actual head and shoulder, it's got a belt line, or it probably is. But whether you look at it as a inverted head and shoulders or a channel line, yeah, it still takes you a measured move. We're both right. We can both be correct. We can both get a trophy today at $8.86. I want to say $8.88 just to be controversial. $8.88 is the target. We can also pull some fibs over here. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. And we got our accumulation zone right underneath our little channel idea. Could go all the way to the top, baby. That's valid too. Notice how it supports it. It pinpoints the support resistance slip like a 236 Fibonacci should. Yeah. I just know that there's a beautiful for doing that. Beautiful. It's just gorgeous for finding those areas, so I don't have to go over in there and automatically just search for them. I'm like, oh, well, you got the best ones for me. Maybe it's kind of like AI in a way. You notice how the 382 just kind of nails the 0.5 nails this little area. 618 saying, yeah, but this time I'm expecting to go just a wee bit higher, because you need to make that higher high, don't you? To be valid, right? From this point here, come down low. It's got to go higher. Well, that 618 is just a wee bit higher. That's amazing. I mean, you could go level to level. Could front run that level too, a little bit earlier, or maybe you can go for the little 618. Maybe she'll even wick up higher. I don't know. I think they're amazing. Patriot Kingdom says, I hadn't bought CAU yet, but I want to. You saw a few things in your TA I missed. Hey, well, I mean, if it makes sense or give you something to think about. Cheers to you. All right, cool. And doesn't necessarily mean that my opinions are correct or that they are going to, a lot of the times we do very well. And you just have to address that, because I believe in my TA and I know it works. I know it works for me. But I'm not going to sit here and say I'm always right, or I'm right 90% of the time, or I don't need my ego stroked or anything about it. It's just something that does work a lot of the times. Or I have success for it doing what I'm looking for it to do. Now, for somebody looking for it to do something different, it may not work for you. But I'm looking for those. I want those key areas where something's going to happen. I think those are the best targets to go for, right? And my techniques help me find those. There was a time when I used to chase flags. I tried that, and it's cool. And then you notice that the more flags that you get, there's a time when you're in an uptrend that things will start flagging out. Like you'll see lots of flag shapes, or what you could call flag shapes. And your bigger moves are more toward the bottom, and as they go up, they don't go up as high. You think they're going to make this great big measure move, and then one time there's no more flag. It's crap. It did the opposite of a flag. Well, I think the cool thing they call is a Bart Simpson now or something. It just died. It didn't do what it's supposed to, right? That happens more than not. You might get one, maybe two flags to work out for you. Maybe pressing for a third one. Ooh. A lot of times that's probably not going to work for you. And if you cross-reference that with Elliott Wave, 3 humps and a dump, basically is how I say it. He don't like it when I explain it that way, but I just boil it down. I say, well, you got a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, a wave 5, and a wave, and then an A, B, and a C correction, and I'm like, 3 humps and a dump, baby. Just 3 humps and a dump. Let's go with that. 3 dumps and a pump. And I will forever keep calling it that, because Elliot hates it. He hates it. Can we take a look at, this is cake. I see a measure move taking us to 886 for cake. Amber, the total channel idea, whatever. We're going to go on with DIA now. I feel like I'm talking too much tonight. I'm a chatty Cathy tonight. We were rejected from our 618 area. We feel it now. Oh, it makes me want to cry. Look at that shoulder, head and shoulder to the downside. You would have known if you just seen the whatever. Any breaking trend lines with nice accumulations here. We're still, when you zoom out, how much do we need to zoom out? We got some targets up here we've not hit. This is our 236 from a bigger pool. We're still in our big ass accumulations. If you're looking at this, nice. When you zoom out, I'm on the weekly by the way. She's doing good. She came down bottom. We had a nice little falling wedge, broke out, came back, retested. The retest is an important idea because nobody talks about the retest, man. I thought that was one of the most insightful. That was an insightful thing for me when I learned of a retest. That there's a percentage that this one has like a 64, I believe, % chance to come back to retest the breakout area. I think that because if you know that possibility, you can play that possibility or be looking for that. And well, it's not going up forever. She'll probably come back around here. And sure enough, that's where she came back. So if you missed it, instead of chasing, well, I guess I'm going to buy it at 66. I'll wait for that retest because it likely will come. Doesn't always, but more likely than not, 64% for this particular pattern, right around there to do that. Don't trust me on those numbers. Go look on the patternsite.com or grab a book or something or find a digital version. There is one in my group available. There's no excuse not to have that information if you're looking for it. Trust that more than you trust anything that comes out of my mouth. I'm spurting as far as numbers. If you're going to be serious about making money in this space, right, where you don't have to work for somebody, you have to put a little bit of work into it. You have to put a little bit of study into it. And I mean, finding YouTubers and things like that is great. And hopefully we can break down some of those ideas and put them in concepts and our interpretations of them in ways that can be helpful. That's what we should be trying to do. But it doesn't ever hurt you to go back to the source of some of these great strategies or ideas. And Thomas Bukowski, if you're a pattern trader, well, this guy will open your eyes. It's a little dry, it's a little boring. He's a software engineer. I know he was one of the nerdiest guys that retired in his 30s because of all this stuff. I'm just saying, writes software, does trading stuff too. But you know, and it can be, but it's you got to treat it as a reference material. When you had a dictionary, it didn't go page to page. Well, you might have tried it. You got bored with it, right? But when you reference those words, you build up a vocabulary, right? And then you can make sentences and then make words that can get you things or share ideas or concepts, right? And it's the same thing with these patterns. You do one by one. There's a vocabulary word. You got it down. And you just add these tools to your toolbox. And before you know it, you're pretty proficient at them. They come pretty quick, and it's cool. You see a common kind of denominator between how they all kind of relate or act, or some things. It's not that complicated as it seems for such a big book. But sometimes I do remember first getting into it. I mean, some of this stuff just seemed overwhelming, and just seemed really a lot to take in all at once. And you're trying to take it in all at once. There are times I remember, and I was learning this and trying to, get in on trades and pull a trade, and you want to see number go up and not see it go against you, whether it's spot or anything else. I remember trying to trade on my phone. My whole phone was shaking. I couldn't execute something. That's I need to do something because I was afraid of missing out or screwing something up or something was happening, and I would just get. That's horrible. That's a train wreck waiting to happen right there, which it did. What other results can you expect when you're torn like that in an emotional state trying to do something related to money? Hopefully, if you ever catch yourself feeling that way, stop. Just stop. Take a breath. Stop. Chill. You will thank yourself later. Those any emotional decisions when it comes to your money and like in this trade and stuff,
It's don't listen. The scary thing is sometimes those emotions they make logical sense sometimes. They can come across as being kind of logical, and that makes perfect sense right now. That would save me if I said our $100 position has dropped down to 10 cents. If I sell it now, at least I'll have that 10 cents. Let me get that 10 cents out of it, and then it goes back up to $2 or something. You don't want to be that guy or get in a situation like that. But at 10 cents, you're like, well, at least I'm getting something. There was some common sense to it. You just sell on the bottom, though. Those emotions will lead you to do that. They'll lead you to buy the top. They're like, oh, it's at $2 now. I mean, I know it was just 10 cents there, but $2, it could probably go up 20. Let me go ahead and buy it at $2, and then now we're back at 20 cents. It get crazy, or it can be if you let your emotions do too much. So the charts help, communities help, and just things like this and hanging out and you guys being over here. And this show's kind of gotten away from me, and there's no way I'm going to get through all this TA because we are already 2 hours and 11 minutes in. I am going to have to, I will keep this on my list. And we went over, I think the only one I haven't went over was TAI and GTI or TIA and Cubic. It's the only one that I've got on my list that I know that I haven't got over. I am going to have to take a rain check on those little guys, apparently. There's not much I can do. But I'll make a point. We'll come back again tomorrow night. Just try to get our stream started earlier. But let's just look at the market before I do exit, because it'll take me another few minutes to actually get out of here. Have I still got moon bags up there? My goodness. I'm checking the chat, seeing if sometimes I don't think this always keeps up to date. All right, Bitcoin 98,000. That sounds better than where it was when we started. Did you get a little pump in the pump, sis? Yeah. Now I'm going to look on the 6-minute time frame. I know it's just 5 minutes away from the 1 minute. Sometimes I'll watch it on smaller time frames, but I make my plans. I can't iterate this. The plans that I make, you see me chart, we're looking on the bigger time frames. And then when I get to these small ones, they don't affect me but they can still affect me, but they don't affect me as much because we got our bigger idea. We want to play our bigger idea. We can just watch the nuances as they play out on some of these smaller time frames. This is where the misconception is. You hear the guys saying, they say you can't tell the future on the 1 minute, but I'm telling you, you can tell what's going to happen. You're just actually, you're in that 1 minute so much that you just happen to be there when it's going on. The bigger time frames dictated it. It's just that you might actually get lucky enough if you spend enough time in that 1 minute just to be able to catch that moment. But there was a bigger time frame hinting at it before. There's a 1 hour telling you this is going to happen. There was something else telling you it was going to happen. It wasn't the 1 minute that decided, I'm going to change the world right here. All time frames henceforward must do what exactly I say from here forward, because from this moment I determine what is happening. It's not like that. The bigger time frames are guiding it. It's a river, baby, and you just happen to be right where the bend happened. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a misconception. But if you get caught up in the 1 minutes and all that in the smaller time frames, unless you're there for a purpose and definitely are good and skilled at that and know exactly what it is, most people don't. I mean, they'll confuse you. They'll make you say something. A little dump here. It's Bitcoin come down $20 and it looks horrible in a freaking 1 minute time frame. You're like, I gotta get out. Oh my god! And like, what the hell? What the hell? Are you ever going to make money? That's scarcity mindset to me, in my opinion, too. Is that just being afraid not to let a trade? You need a plan. A trade, and then trade that plan, or else what does all that calculation do for you? If you're going to make all that time and get your risk to reward ratio down, if you're a trader, if you're trying to trade, you plan a trade and then you trade that plan. And that if you're not doing, you're not trading, you're doing something else. You might be investing, you might be gambling. But if you're doing the trade, if you're in the trader mindset, if that's what you're doing, well, you got rules to go by. And if you're going to do this, you need to you're supposed to come in with conviction and have a solid stop loss. And I don't understand you. It makes no sense. There is no reason to use this tool unless you're going to stick by what you're doing. So you figure out where your stop loss is. That's the most that I'm willing to risk. If I'm not willing to risk that, I do not need to set my stop loss there. That's simple. That's simple. And you don't see that being taught by the most popular people out there. They'll set something crazy and then they'll bail out at the first candle, whether it's below here or, the first sign of danger. And I'm like, well, yeah, but this is your risk to reward ratio right here, right? This is where you're calculating all this and figuring out trade, and you can even hear them talk a big game, like they plan out everything strategically. But when you watch how they do it, it's like, no. And that's also not going to reflect in how they do other things too. Okay, that's a reflection of something deeper too. What you see being played out on these 1 minute time frames is always reflecting on how their bigger portfolios are playing out too, and how they're addressing things or missing things, or how they're looking at things too. I mean, it's all connected. But there's some tails that give away a lot of things if you're looking for them. I don't know. Maybe I just read people. Maybe you're delusional. Maybe it's all the figment of me imagination. Shoulder, head and shoulder, complex shoulder, head and shoulder to the upside. But there's a little bit of marriage first. This might go the other way. Could go sideways too. There we go. I'm right 90% of the time, ladies and gentlemen. Or maybe we can kind of figure out something a little bit bigger. There might be a chance to break out of this channel. We got some resistance here. Looking a little, it's got some things that could go against it. The biggest things, the moving averages here, right? On this 6 minute. I don't like how they're inverted. They flip-flop. We got to flip them around. This band flipped over here. That's not an easy thing to recover from. Got to keep that in mind. There's a chance that we could roll over here, or at least a lackluster breakout where we just kind of finagle over here sideways before getting a bigger move. I think a bigger move will be coming personally, but a lot of people might lose their conviction over here and not have the fortitude to go along with this plan. May bail out early. And I'm saying, but if that's the case, if you think that, then maybe this is the trade you should look for and say, well, is that a trade worth taking? Because if you're bailing out early, that's the trade you got. Wow. I would never take that in a million years if it was offered to me. That doesn't meet my qualifications for a trade. It must meet its qualifications. However, once it meets that qualifications, I'll bail at the first candle. What the hell is that teaching? I don't understand. I don't get it. But anyway, if we're looking at this channel idea, we got to measure move to the downside, right? We got a breakout, so it's a good likelihood that we can do that. We can come back to this area. Here's our plan. 5% on Bitcoin. We'd have to use leverage for this to be anything of a valuable trade, right? But that's most of the people that are trying to do this, right? They probably shouldn't be. Teaching new people to come in and trade leverage on the 1 minute. Let's entice them in to the game that way. Let's not tell them sensible things like, hey, let's try to, dollar cost average in if you're brand new. Try to get a strategy to win and have some kind of take profit strategy over time so you're not left riding this bag. Let's focus on getting you set for a bigger win so that you can make some more life-changing money so that this next cycle you can actually be the Giga Chad or whatever it is that you're trying to be in the next one. That's not what they're saying. They're saying, no, watch me do the 1 minute thing. Let's all do leverage or whatever. I don't like some of the messages that we're getting out there, and it's just bothering me today, I guess. And you're not telling the people, hey man, you need to build up this, and you also need to think about, hey, changing some of your lifestyle, like maybe paying off your debt. That should probably be one of the first things you do with any windfall that you get out of this market, because if you don't, you definitely don't want to round trip your crypto and then still have your debt, or worse yet, be in debt for buying crypto that you round trip. Should never even do that. Best thing is take your profits, get out of debt, be debt free. Don't be a slave to society. That's your first step right there to financial freedom and wealth. You got to get out of debt. No debt. Pay them credit cards off. You want to pay them credit. You know what? You pay them credit cards off every month. They start coming up to you with offers and lower rates. They start wanting you. They know you're going to pay. They know you're going to pay it off. You're not going to you can drag them out, but they know they got your high value. They need to entertain you. They'll come at you with better offers and bigger limits and expose you. They will start, you only had a $600 limit. You pay that sucker off every month, they're going to come up to you with $1,000 to $2,000. Before long, you're going to have a $50,000 limit or something crazy. or as high as within reason that you can get with what you earn, but higher than you would expect otherwise. Perhaps maybe go up to 10, 12,000 somewhere through there, but paying that off and then they'll offer it to you. It's crazy how that works. Get out of debt. That's your first step to financial freedom. Crypto will help you get there. Have a bigger plan. I don't know. I just felt need to say that. Honestly, we're just going to end it right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a weird stream, but thanks for hanging out with me. I can't even see what's going on because of my screen went out on me up there. Don't even know how many people still hanging out, but thank you very much for being here. Bitcoin, she's got a chance to recover. She's got some things that are going against her. The moving averages are saying she's going to have to fight through this if we're going to do it. But there might be a trade there. I do think that we might be able to hit 102. Could. She's going to have to fight for it. And a lot of people are not going to make it. They're going to give up. Here about 99. She's going to face some serious rejection there. That's kind of a big area, right? I'm going to point it out before we leave. Well, this area right here, support resistance, that's right there. When we get this little breakout in this little area, yeah, she's going to have some area right here. Lucy's there. If you don't see her, Lucy's hanging out right there. She's flip-flop. She's mad. So we're going to have to fight through that. So it might not be the greatest trade. It's kind of like but we'll eventually be working our way back up. And at this point in the market, I wouldn't let this scare you. In my personal opinion, we're going through a flush out. There's a good chance we could recover and get back above 100,000 and just keep on trucking. It might take us a few days to do it. We'll look at signs for any kind of rollover that maybe we come back and dip a little lower. Scenarios we could touch 88,000, but honestly, as many people as chomping at the bit for Bitcoin to see it under 100,000, a lot of people coming in. That's why we got these big wicks, this big wick energy coming in. When you zoom out on this 1 hour time frame, when we've dipped down here, we got wicks. That's people stepping right into, hey, Bitcoin's at a discount at 93,000. Hi, Helen, get out the checkbook. We're going to buy some. And that shows some demand. There's demand. There can be recovery. Their recovery, we're buying it here, getting it above 100,000. Oh, baby, we're ready to start heading up to 110, 120,000, in my personal opinion. Let's give it the time. Don't get lost. Don't get fooled. God bless you guys. See you tomorrow night. Holy crap, you acted weird tonight.
Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, in my bag, yeah. They said, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, in my bag, yeah. Frozen, neck is frozen. Catch me rolling, I'm the chosen. Snow is falling, Elfie's calling. Check my list twice, most of y'all done. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They say, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, in my bag, yeah. They said, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, in my bag, yeah. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen. Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen. No, I can't forget about the one with the red nose. When I fly high, my sleigh still stay 10 toes. Bring the beat, bring the cheese, put the lights up. 'Tis the season. Need no Grinch types, no Ebenezer. Don't believe this. Y'all need Jesus. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack, in my bag, yeah. They said, Saint Nick, what you sack hurt my back, yeah. They said, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag, yeah. I got racks in my sack hurt my back, yeah. They said, Saint Nick, what you got up in that bag? I got racks